HotxXMagOnlineRadio. Originated in Pittsburgh, PA. Turn up. We help promote music, artists, and businesses. It's Ricky.
I can't deny this desire, no. I tried to hide it, fight it. Baby, lately you've been acting different. Now I gotta learn how to live with my demons. I'm more than just another body on your hit list. I'm more than a pull up, the quick trip. Head so good, she deserve a scholarship. She never asked for nothing, so I just give a dick. Hey Cinderella, I just found your glass slipper. I want more than hot sex after drinking liquor. I be getting paid, but I'm tired of playing games. We should settle down like Gabrielle and D-Wade. Hold up.
I drank the wine, didn't change my mind. Am I sinking away from the world? Am I sinking away from the world? We're more than just a
random scandal, you can't curb me. I keep coming back for more, but you don't deserve it. If it's that easy to lead, then you never loved me. You don't trust me, fuck me. That was drunken love, got a DUI. Crash trying to love you, don't drink and drive. You playing every side, like Nike checks. You like the letter Y, always coming after X. I can't deny this desire, no. I tried to hide it, fight it. Baby, lately you've been acting different. Now I gotta learn how to live with my demons. I'm more than just a memory from your past. You threw away all the love that we had.
Do you want sex or do you want love? Do you want freedom or do you want trust? We could be the thing or we could be dust. You got what I need or is it only lust? I'm more than just a
HotxXMagOnlineRadio. Originated in Pittsburgh, PA. Turn up. We help promote music, artists, and businesses.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Terry J. with HotxXMag Online Radio. We are back again, and we got a special guest. So without further ado, what's good?
What up, though? Y'all know who it is. Your boy, Ricky Relay, live from the 704, Mr. Pat Down City. How you doing, Tar?
I'm good. How you doing?
Hey, I'm better than ever, honestly.
Hey, I heard that, okay? Hey, and I want to say I appreciate you for coming live on the show. You know, there's a lot of things that I want you to share with music artists, you know, around the world, and also supporters and listeners around the world, because you got some dope music, super dedicated what you do. You're always promoting your stuff, and I feel like a lot of people should know more about you.
I just want to thank you for having me on the show. For real, I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. Now, one more time for the people in the back that missed it. Where you representing from?
Man, straight out of Gastonia, North Carolina, right outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, man. It's the 704 for life type of thing.
Okay, I hear it. I can hear it in the accent.
Yeah, down south. Yeah, we like 3 hours from Atlanta. Right on I-85.
Okay. So I must ask, you know, with you being from North Carolina, how is it there in North Carolina as far as music?
As far as music, it's more like everywhere else. It's hard to kind of really separate yourself from the crowd because there's so many people that do music and not a lot of them really do music. So separating the talent from the imposters, or the people that just do music for clout, or the people that just do music for attention, it's like a situation of getting tangled up with the right people, because you're only as strong as your weakest link. So lately I've just been surrounding myself with the right people, trying to be attracted to energy instead of people just saying, hey, I do music. But the music scene out here is fire right now. You got a lot of dope artists and you got a lot of whack artists. So that's how it is out here as far as the music scene goes.
Wow. And I mean, even to have that type of perspective on it, that means that you've been doing this for a while. So I must ask you, as far as music, how did you first get started making music?
Oh, man. Making music, it was a situation with my mom. My mom was actually the choir director at my church. So with my mom being the choir director and my grandpa being a pastor, I got church roots. I can't sit here and cap and not pay homage to my Lord and Savior, because without him, I wouldn't be here today. So it started out in church. Now, I started writing when the teacher told me what poetry was in elementary school, and I just fell in love with poetry. Once I discovered Maya Angelou, the rest was history. I'm like, yo, how did Maya Angelou take these words and paint a picture so vividly? So I just started doodling around with my paper, and that's how it started, when my teacher really introduced me to poetry.
Wow. Okay. And man, I remember I used to love me some poetry. I used to have a notebook and write some poems.
Yeah. And it just turned into, and then I started realizing that music was sort of like poetry with music behind it. Yep. So I'm like, okay, I can do that. I like that. So I was just attracted to poetry so much, and it just turned into music.
Wow. And that's even dope about the whole, being involved in the church scene, because a lot of music artists that start music or been around music grew up within church. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people sleep that.
Yeah, Maya Angelou, she's the greatest poet to me, personally. But Alan Poe, he's also good. Homer was also good. Just studying the great poets and just trying to develop a writing style that's not too similar or too far-sketched, and being honest in my poetry, it allowed me to put my feelings down on paper and actually reflect, because as a child, I was really dealing with depression from the loss of my father. So when my dad died when I was 9, the only way I really could express myself honestly was through my poetry and through my diary. So poetry and music really done a lot for me. It's really like, what can I say? A therapy session for me. It's very therapeutic. It's my medicine. It works for me.
Yeah, it really is. And I agree with you. And I like how you said, and let people know who maybe aren't into music or write music, that poetry is a lot like music, because, you think about it, as a music artist, you have yourself, and then you have your second personality, or your alter ego, what we call it. Same thing with poetry. When you pick up that pen and you're writing in the perspective that you're writing in, you then jumped into that alter ego, or that second, person, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that 100%.
Yes, like that's amazing. Now I must ask you, let's say if it wasn't for music today, would you think that you would have just been a poet, or what else would you have been doing in life?
Yo, I was real good at football. I was real good at football, but with me having a street life background and coming from the neighborhood I came from, it's hard for me to really say where I would be right now if it wasn't for music, because where I'm from, the majority of men don't make it past 25. The people that look like me, the people that's my skin color, they don't make it out. So just being at the point I'm at right now, I'm just so grateful. But I believe you're right about that. I would be a poet. I probably would, or either a writer. I would probably write books to express my story. Because some way or another, I got to get this tension out. And that's what music does for me. But at the same time, other people relate to it, because when you're going through it, you're not alone. There's other people that's going through it with you. So through my music, other people find little pieces of the puzzle that they relate to. So I would still be writing in one fashion or another. Maybe a language arts teacher. I don't know. But definitely something involving words.
Yes.
Definitely involved with something involving words. And experiences also, trying to uplift and inspire other people to be better and not give up, of course.
Absolutely. And I liked how you said that. And, you mentioned something else that kind of struck my attention. I kind of want to shine light on. You were mentioning that, men your age don't make it past, most of the time, or make it to that age. Most of them get caught up in the streets. Most of them get caught up in different, activities, we'll say. But in your case, let's shine a little bit of light on that. So how would you explain growing up and the other men around you when you were trying to, come up in the game and just in general in life?
The people around me, my peers, were actually bad influences at the time. But when you're young, your mind hasn't fully developed yet. As a African-American male, your frontal lobe isn't fully developed until the age of 25 anyway. So with my dad dying at the age of 9, like when I was 9, he was 43. So with him passing away, all I had for a father was the drug dealers and the gang members. So when they gave me a little bit of money and told me to run to the store, little homie, it meant a lot to me that a grown man was actually depending on me and giving me money. So when it went from me doing little runs to the store, and that turned into doing little runs with dope. So, little homie, go run this down at a so-and-so. So it went from that to them actually giving me dope to sell and putting a gun in my hand. So for the kids that's from where I'm from, the inner city, that's getting it out of urban community, a.k.a. the hood, the project, Section 8 living, however you want to chop it up, whatever terminology you want to use, it's hard. It's hard for any black man in that situation because you're not grown yet. You don't understand the severity of what you're doing. You don't understand that you're facing prison time. You don't understand that by the time you 18, you're going to have a felony and you can't possess a gun in America after that. You don't contemplate those things because you're young.
Yeah.
You're young. So in my situation, I just take it as if I was misled. I had the wrong role models at the time. But at the time in my mind, I'm thinking I got the right role models. But hindsight is 20/20. When you look back on things, you see it perfectly. But when you in the middle of it, it's kind of blurry because of the storm. So for me, I done what I done, and I wouldn't change it at all. But I was definitely led down a different street from most people in America for the simple fact of your environment influences your decisions.
That's very true. And I'm glad that you spoke on that too, because that is very true. Even in the music game, you hear about these celebrities, they get big, and then they're still in all these legal issues and troubles. And you're like, why, when you have all that money? What a lot of people don't realize is it's the company they're keeping.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's hard to escape your past. Once you get so deep in it, people remember you. Like you asked about the music scene in Gastonia, the music scene in North Carolina, the music scene in Charlotte. When I'm in the music scene, people remember me for who I am and who I was and the things that I've done. They not just gonna forget that, hey, that's a real one right there. Mm-hmm. Like, bro, that dude right there, he used to do this and he used to do that. So a lot of these guys in the industry, some of them really be from the hood. Some of them really be plugged in. And then you have actors and stuff that went to art school and they majored in language arts or they majored in music. It's a lot of different cloths, you know what I mean? Everybody not from the same side of the street. Everybody not from the same community. But working together, I feel that's when the best music comes out.
Absolutely. And that's very, very true. And I mean, even in your case, to be honest, and I have to ask you, just because we're even talking about that topic, I have to ask, there was a time in your life where you had to step away from the mic, and actually, get to experience that prison experience, which is not a great experience, but it is something that I'm sure is life-changing. So I must ask you, and everybody else that's listening probably wants to know, how was your experience in prison?
Hey, you talking about 102 months to 147 months. Is when the judge sentenced me to that much time, in my mind, I'm trying to calculate how much 102 months is in years.
Right.
I'm dividing 102 by 12 in the courtroom, but it's like my stomach had dropped when they sentenced me to all that time. So the experience actually started when I accepted it. And I realized that I got two choices. I can either give up or get up. Them was my only two choices: give up or get up. I chose to get up. So I met some angels along the way during that experience. It's like my creator sent angels for me, and he kept me protected. I got in 3 fights in prison, and none of them were fatal. Nobody tried to stab me. I just had to fight just on GP, like general respect type purposes. So when somebody tests you to the point to where you have to fight, I respect that. And I lost one of those fights. I'm gonna keep it real. I won 2, I lost 1. But somebody told me if you take every fight, eventually you gonna lose one. If you don't back down from nobody, eventually you gonna lose one. So for me though, it was a growing experience. I'm gonna be honest, and it made me the man I am today. Because you're talking about 8.5 years to really think about what you want to do. But the hardest part was missing my family. And I missed a lot of weddings. I missed a lot of birthdays. Like, this is my first Thanksgiving out. I just came home. In February. So I'm about to enjoy my first Thanksgiving out this Thursday. And in prison, it's just so many brothers that's not coming home. It's so many brothers, they made a decision when they were young to take somebody's life, and now they got to spend the rest of their life behind bars. So I don't want no sympathy. I got sympathy for them. I feel for the brothers that's on death row right now, because I've been there. Like, I've seen them. And to know that you're going to get like lethal injection, or you're going to die in prison, I can't imagine how that feels. The main thing that hurt me is there's so much injustice. That's what hurt me the most, because I met some people and they not that person no more after they served 20 or 30 years in prison. I done 8.5. I met people that's done 40 years already and still got 100 years left.
Oh my gosh.
But somebody else committed the same crime that they committed, and they only had to do 7 years, you know? Like, I met a man that done the same thing I done. He got 40 years. I got 8.5. And I feel like that's an imbalance. I feel like equal crime, equal time. But I protest that to the governor of North Carolina, Roy Cooper, after I get off parole and everything. I'm going to try to advocate for some of the fellas that's actually innocent. The ones that didn't do it, and the police hit them with it anyway. So, yeah, just not being there for my family and not being there for my son. That's my biggest regret, missing 8.5 years out of my son. Like, even though the mother of my child allowed him to come visit me, I feel like I could have been a better father.
Gotcha.
And not financially though, because in prison I was still hustling. Like, I ain't even gonna cap. I'm the one in the movie that had the cell phones. If you ever watched the prison movie or Orange is the New Black, if you watch Orange is the New Black, I would be Piper. I'm Piper. So, yeah, I was able to get it out the mud in prison because the big homies allowed me to. With me having a cool vibe and everything, and with me breaking bread. It's some OGs, set leaders, gang members, GFs, whatever you want to call them. Different gangs got different titles. I don't want to get too deep into that because I don't want to incriminate nobody. But they allowed me to live in there to where I was able to get real food, real shoes. I had a cell phone. I had an MP3 player, like all that. So I had a girlfriend. I had a CO. You got women that work in prisons. So I had a guard that was a female, and she became my girlfriend. So it went good until they started sending me to different prisons every time they figured me out. But yeah, other than that, it was a great experience. But like I say, the worst thing about it was missing 8.5 years out of my son's life.
Yeah, and that's really important, and that's something that, I feel like it will always be, that cloud over your head. But and the good part is, you missed 8, but you got a lifetime to go, and at least you get to experience that with him moving forward.
Yeah, that's the key.
Absolutely. And then, to be honest with you, even the knowledge, I'm sure depending on how old he is, I'm sure that you probably had talks with him about, this is what happened, this is what can happen. And I think that's really important for the youth, because I would say when somebody experienced somebody in jail, for instance, like a parent or like a brother, it hits different and you view things different. Because even though they're not doing the time physically in jail, they're doing the time mentally with you.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that 100. For real. Because my mom, she went through it, and she was there for me every step of the way. And to be honest, my mom kept it so real. She was like, if you going to prison, you going by yourself. You better not tell on nobody. And I'm like, Mom, I ain't planning on telling on nobody. Mom, I ain't no snitch. So when my mama really broke it, she came to visit me in the county jail, and she just gave me this speech about not snitching. And I'm looking at my mama crazy, like, don't even try me like that, bruh.
Yeah.
But yeah, my mama there, she kept it so solid. But she had my whole life, though. So being raised by a strong black woman made me a stronger black man. So big ups to Mom.
Heck yeah. Shout out to Ma Dukes. Gotta give them their credit, because being a mom is a job, okay?
A single mom, a black mom raising a black man. Like, I don't know. I feel like the women are definitely the backbone of my community. I can't speak for nobody else's community, but from where I'm from, if it wasn't for the black women, the black grandmas, my community would have been collapsed.
I heard that. I definitely heard that. I feel like everybody needs that strong woman.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing against white women, though. Like, I'm pretty sure they holding it down too. It's just from my perspective, what I see.
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah, like, of course, like you said, of course, any woman out there doing their thing, shout out to them. But in our community, in our environment, it's the black women that are holding it down in our family. So, we're going to salute them.
Yeah, that's what I see.
Absolutely. Man, I think that's so, honestly, what you just said was so inspiring, because, it also tells people that, hey, things happen in life. Nobody's perfect, but you learn from them, you grow, and you keep going.
Of course.
And
you have to. Now, you can give up. Don't get it wrong, Tar. You can give up. That is an option.
True.
That is an option. I'm just not one of them people that made that choice.
And
I always, like, watching my mother, man, Section 8, food stamps. Oh, Lord, working a job, living paycheck to paycheck. Man, how did she do it? Sometimes I wonder how strong a black woman can actually be. Any woman can be, to have to give birth to a man and watch him be detoured and still have to pay bills and have to go visit their child in jail or either bury their child. I've seen so many mothers in my community literally have to pay for a funeral to bury their child. So I'm just speaking on my experience, though.
Yeah, no. I mean,
I've seen.
And to be honest with you, even for people tuning in and the people that will listen at some point, wherever you're from, I'm sure you experience that in any city that you're in, any state that you're in. Just because the world can be crazy. And I think, that is the worst thing as a mother, because I'm a mom to a 9-year-old, and I pray I will never have to deal with that pain of burying your child. I just
can't imagine. Don't want to imagine it.
Exactly. And even women, I mean, strong women, single women, independent women, black women, white women. Like, the thing about women is that we're so strong, but so fragile at the same time.
Preach.
And it's because we deal with so much that we have to hide it sometimes. But, there's trigger points.
Yeah. It's the composure aspect. I believe women are better at disguising their emotions than men, because we burst out with it. We just burst out. So y'all can, like, we come home from work and the house be empty. Y'all ain't said nothing about going through my text messages or talking to some girl. Y'all ain't said a word about it. Y'all just up and gone. Y'all are planning it out. Us, we premature with it. We shoot too early, yeah. We shoot too early. But yeah, big ups to the women, man. without y'all, I don't know where our society would be.
We appreciate it, seriously. And to all the other strong women out there, listen, keep going. I know it's hard. You are not alone. You are not the first. You're not the last. Like, trust me, it happens. But, you know, at the same time, with coming with that, I feel like, especially when it comes to music, this is where music ties in a lot, and people don't even realize it. Think about it. Every time a woman, even a male, gets upset, sad, or feels some type of way, the first thing they're going to do is listen to some music.
Yeah, every time.
Every time. And I think it's really important that we have music artists in the game, such as yourself, because you're keeping it real. You're telling them, listen, this is what I went through. This is how I overcame this. This is how I'm working on this. And I ain't ashamed of it. And I think that's what we need more of, more music like that. Because, you know, this music talking now, this gang banging and people talking this and that, it is affecting the kids a lot. This new generation's different.
It's a lot of artists that promote that street life without bringing to attention what comes with it. What comes with it. So, but from my perspective, I have to understand that other people have a perspective also. So if they allow me to tell my story, I have to be open-minded enough to let them tell their story.
You're right.
It's just because I got some gangster stuff in my music too, but I actually lived that life.
Right.
But at the same time, it's all past tense. It's all past tense. I don't speak as if I'm encouraging a kid to go pick up a gun, because I would never do that.
Exactly.
Not at the point I am. It's too much blood on my hands. I don't want no more blood on my hands. I try to let the kids know, let grown men know, let grown women know. Sometimes it's okay to be down. So it's okay to be down, because when you're down, that's when you had an opportunity to get up and get stronger. And the farther you go up, the more you have to do. Once you accomplish one thing, it's always something else to accomplish. It's always something else. Reach for another pinnacle. So I just learned to be content with what I have now, and be grateful, because life's good. I'm a free man today, even though I'm on parole. It's a blessing to be out here, for real, Tar.
Yes.
It's a blessing.
And you said something really important. You said, you know, it's important, you know, to let people voice their opinion, but it's also important to let them know what happens when you choose certain routes. And it reminded me of, like, even Tupac. He was so diverse. He did different stuff, a lot of gangster music, but he talked a lot about how he would hurt his mom and how he was locked up and how he wished he wasn't. But, you know, he's like, well, I can't change this. Let's get through it. I'll be back. So stuff like that, I love to listen to. And that's when I think people get into those arguments when they say, oh, music nowadays is trash compared to back in the day. I believe, I wouldn't say it's trash. I would say that it's just it depends on your perspective, to be honest.
It's some good music. Like right now, the ladies are killing it.
They are.
Glorilla, Cardi B, Megan, Lizzo, Billie Eilish. Man, it's so many female artists that's killing it right now. But it's a lot of male artists that's bringing it too. But right now, I've been pumping my music, of course, listening to a lot of beats. But Polo G, he been snapping out. Like, I can't get enough of Polo G.
Yeah, he tough.
Yeah, everything be tough. For real. Finesse too federal. Came home and switched my name up. Like, I've been listening to Finesse. So yeah, it's a lot of good music out there, but it's a lot of bad music too. So I just learned to differentiate between the two. But yeah, I'm loving the music scene right now. It's a good industry.
Absolutely. And I mean, even
can't forget Drake. Drake and 21 Savage been doing some major things, and I can't forget the big homie Lil Wayne, of course.
Oh yeah, Wayne that goat.
Every time.
Heck yeah. And I mean, and now I must ask you, because you mentioned some people that you like, but who would you say inspired you in the mainstream when it comes to music?
As far as artists, or as far as like my muse, do you mean an artist or my muse?
I would say as an artist, just like overall as an artist, your delivery, your style, your image.
I really never modeled my image after anybody. my image is original and my sound is original. But I can tell you who I liked, who my favorite rapper was at the time. Can I do that?
Heck yeah.
I don't try to critique my music around anybody other than myself.
I heard that.
As far as my favorite rapper was Lil Wayne and T.I. Hands down. When I was coming up, Lil Wayne, T.I., Lil Boosie. Yeah, that's it. Them, Jeezy. Yo. But if anybody inspired me, it was Lil Wayne and T.I.
Yeah, I used to love me some T.I.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, he was hard to me. I don't know.
Yeah, for real.
It was his style. Like, you turn it on or the song start playing, you know that's T.I. Like, there's no way you don't know.
Yeah. But I was really loving Outkast too, though. Because Outkast had some dope beats.
Yes,
they beats just used to make me want to dance, you know? When that Outkast would come on. And right now, Lil Baby, one of my peers. Oh, my God. Lil Baby is bringing it right now, for real.
Yeah, I like Lil Baby. When he first came out, I didn't really listen to him too much. I really didn't understand him at first. And then I started really listening and I said, okay, he's dope. However, I don't think I can just play him all day, but I do like his music.
Yeah, me too.
You know, he's super dope, though. He doing his thing. Migos, too. Migos got some good ones.
Yeah, they got hits.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely do.
Can I tell you who my favorite singer is?
Heck yeah.
Yo, Usher Confession album. I used to play that joint on repeat while I was in the shower. I would sing all his songs. Like, for real, Usher, man. Like, but everybody, I be having arguments with people about who the best dancer. Like, so let me ask you a question. Who you think the better dancer is? You think Usher dance better than Chris Brown, or do you think Chris Brown dance better than Usher?
I'm be honest, I'm gonna have to say Usher.
Oh no, Chris Brown the joke, baby.
He can dance, but there's a lot of that. He does some dance moves where I'm just like, all right, but Usher, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, he just look like throwing his body around or something. Chris Brown, but he can dance. I'm not gonna take that from him. I call him Little MJ, and can't nobody top MJ.
Nobody can top MJ, but Chris Brown can dance though. But yeah, Usher was my favorite singer.
Oh, hands down, Usher's, yeah, for a fact. Now, Chris Brown can sing too, but Usher's my favorite. And then most people aren't going to like this. And I don't like the person, but I cannot take away his talent. R. Kelly make some dope music.
Oh, he did make some dope music. It's just I can't advocate for R. Kelly. See, as a woman, you can speak on that, but as a man, for somebody to do something like what he done, I don't want to go into too many details and talk down about nobody, but I don't even want to speak on that.
Yeah.
I don't even want to go. That's a dark tunnel right there.
Yeah, definitely. And it really sucks because it's like a waste of talent.
Yeah, it was. But he was a great artist.
Definitely was. And there's so many more. But nowadays, we have you know, that's out here making the music, providing people with dope stuff to listen to. So, you know, I must ask you, do you have any upcoming albums or projects coming up? Because I know that people are waiting.
Yeah, I'm overdue. Right now, I'm working on like 3 projects at one time. We just released the Pat Down City album. It's available on all platforms. It's called Presidential Bullies. It's actually Woody P. Newton and Broadway Bisque, and I got 2 features on there. So the Pat Down City Presidential Bully album, y'all can go check that out. It's streaming everywhere right now. My album coming next spring.
Okay.
My album coming, and it's called 9 Years Later. Ricky Relay.
I like that.
Yeah. So we gonna drop that next spring. Right now we got album release parties, song release parties. I gotta go meet with Atlantic Records, but I can't speak too much on that or give too many details. I just gotta go to Atlanta and meet with them on the 27th. I got a performance in Charlotte this Friday. Still waiting on them to let me know all the details. It's a lot. Everything's up. right now, and I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful for the experience, grateful for the moment.
Absolutely. And I want to say congratulations for all of that. I mean, you out here working nonstop.
Yeah, every day. Right now, I'm just so focused, man. Just me and my team at the same time, but remembering where I came from, but keeping my eyes focused on where I'm trying to be. But I know that I'm where I need to be right now. I'm where I need to be.
Absolutely. And, you know, I think that's really crucial and important because, you know, a lot of people start off in the music game as a popularity thing or, you know, my friend did this, so I can do that. But the ones that are in it like you for the passion, for the love of music, I feel like is really important. And you guys are the ones that I feel like should talk to these upcoming music artists and give them advice more because they can use it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. All the upcoming music artists, man, it's good to make good music. That's the key for me. It's good to make good music. But at the same time, ask yourself, why do I do it? Why? Why do I do music? What do I do music for? Who do I do music for? Now, when you ask yourself these questions, be completely honest with self. Because if you lie to self, you will lie to anybody. And if you lying to self, you lying to your fans. And eventually the truth will come out. So if you really not from the streets, don't pretend to be from the street. Drake never did. Nope. Drake never said he was from the Justin Bieber never said he was from the street. And that was okay. It is okay to not be from the hood, bro. But I just got a problem with people who lie in their music.
Yeah.
That's my biggest vice. It's my biggest vice. But for all the upcoming artists, man, keep going. When people don't believe in you, when people in your city don't believe in you, when your pastor tell you, like he told me, you should stop doing that devil music. You should stop doing that devil music. Sing for the Lord. The Lord might be using you to speak to somebody that the pastor can't speak to. So at the end of the day, you could take that through your verses and you could preach to them. You could preach to that kid that ain't trying to go to church because they feel like, where God at when I need him?
Okay.
God, like, where was God when I was starving last night because my mama sold all her food stamps? So to get her hair and nails done, like, so at the end of the day, just don't give up. Keep going and reach out. Network, because eventually you gonna get your big break. You gonna run into the right person that's actually gonna introduce you to the right person, and they will give you a chance. And it's all about analytics right now. You got to run them numbers up. You got to get them numbers on TikToks. You got to get them views. You got to get them followers. So it's all about networking, analytics. So once they see that you got a buzz, they'll actually put some money behind you. That's where your budget come in at. If you don't have your own budget, of course, you could also go independent. You go independent, start your own record label, get a business loan. That's what Birdman did. That's what Jay-Z did. That's what Diddy did. Get you a business loan and you can have your own budget. Until then, you need somebody else to invest in you. Until then, make good music and get noticed.
Very, very true. You're so right about that one. See? Listen, you guys. See, he's dropping knowledge, and this is free game. You know what I mean? Like, he's just dropping it on y'all. Y'all need to make sure that y'all check him out. Go follow him. Now, let's say there are people tuning in and they want to follow you, keep up with everything you got going on, or even for music artists up and coming, maybe they have questions and they want to reach out to you. Where could they follow you at?
At Ricky Relay. At Ricky Relay on Instagram. At Ricky Relay on TikTok. You can find me on there. Ricky Relay on Facebook. Album dropping in the spring. Pat Down City on Spotify. Pat Down City on iTunes. Ricky A on iTunes. Center Video on YouTube. Everything dropping. Everything. Ricky Relay. RICKY. REALAYE, Ricky Relay. It sounds kind of French, don't it?
It does a little bit.
Ricky Relay. I like how it roll off my tongue.
Yeah, because it sounds like you're saying real, like relay, but it's real A.
Yeah, Ricky Relay, real A, yeah. See, I had to change my name because somebody stole it while I was down. Somebody really stole my name, so I copyrighted this one, though. I trademarked this one, so can't nobody take this one from me. I got the trademark process going on, so that's what it's gonna be.
Hey, yeah.
Like, that's what it's gonna be.
That is super dope. Make sure y'all go follow him on social media. And we got a surprise for y'all because we're going to be getting into some music by him. So make sure that y'all stay tuned. But before we get into his music, do you got any special shout outs you want to give today?
Man, especially I want to give a big shout out to Tara J. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to you. Tomorrow it is, actually. I want to give a shout out to my mom, my sisters, my brother. Man, Marika, Arnetta, they was there for me. I want to give a shout out to the mother of my child, Kayla. Man, the stuff she done with my son while I was gone, it's amazing. She's a strong woman. Christina, she was there for me through my whole experience. We engaged right now, so.
Oh, congratulations.
Big ups to Bay. Big ups to Bay. My whole Pat Down City team. Broadway Biz, Woody, El Prezi, Few Balls Black, King Cloud, Flu. Man, the stuff these guys do for me as far as engineering tracks, mixing tracks, scheduling shows, Clay Glaze out of Ohio. It's so many people, man. The list goes on and on. I'd be here for 3 hours thanking people. My aunts that's no longer with me, my aunts that passed away, they gave me a place to stay when nobody else would. My cousin that passed away from sickle cell, man, rest in peace to Pete. All my cousins, man, it's so many people that I could thank, but everybody that was there for me and everybody that wasn't there for me, I want to thank my haters too. But first of all, I got to give thanks to God.
Yes, because God will make it happen. That is for sure.
Yeah.
Or at least, but you know what I love about him is that he ain't going to do it for you. He going to show you how to. He going to let you struggle a little bit.
That's the part about God that we be disagreeing on. It's like, I'm like, come on, God. Just let me get it the easy way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You got to love him, though.
Amen.
Yes. Listen, I really do appreciate you coming live on the show. We're going to get into some of your singles and let them vibe out.
All right, let's do that.
Let's get it, y'all. Y'all still tuned in to HotxXMagOnlineRadio.
HotxXMagOnlineRadio. Originated in Pittsburgh, PA. Turn up. We help promote music, artists, and businesses.
Carolina dreaming on, I bought it, creeping with shot in my life, part of my life, I'm moving like Ma. I'm a boss, I can give you a job, big cuz came home, I put them on, threw my pack, he got it gone. I bought some pounds, smoke out, bust down, bag up, flood the town, no doubt. I got cameras that track how, I got shooters on the lookout. Big bank, big rank, good coat, frosted flakes, it's great. Weed smoke, antidote, I can't stop like the brakes, bro. I can show you how to cook dope, I can show you how to flip dope. Still at it like true addicts, my screws loose like a bad mechanic. Peter Rabbit, 24 karat, gold fronts in my wristwatch. I can show you how to flip rocks. I started out on the block, 24/7 hustle, baby. Ricky A got the block hot. Hey, I'm on a new wave, had to find a new bag, and I just bought a new drip, had to get a new swag. Yeah, I fell off, then I bounced back. Got people asking questions like, Ricky, how you do that? Every time you see me, I'm drip. Every time you see me, I'm ice cold drip. Every time you see me, I'm trip. Every time you see me, I'm ice cold trip. Every time you see me, I'm drip. Every time you see me, I'm ice cold drip. Every time you see me, I'm trip. Every time you see me, I'm ice cold drip. Road try to ride on me like a road, then switch sides on me. My homeboy broke the code on me, but my baby mama then told on me. We could've kept it in the streets, bitch. Princeton, you ain't had to snitch. But since you play the game wrong, I'ma sit you on the bench.
Whoa. I say whoa. Step. I'm a certified stepper, I be stepping on the next. I be stepping to a check, yeah, I'm stepping with the best. All these war wounds, yeah, I'm stepping like a vet. Check it, everybody stepping to a stepper, come and step to. I'm a certified stepper, I be stepping on the next. I be stepping to a check, yeah, I'm stepping with the best. All these war wounds, yeah, I'm stepping like a vet. Check it, everybody stepping to a stepper, come and step to.
Step, then slide, spin the block, we outside. Yeah, I lost my mind the same day my little couldn't die. Well, I heard Ricky A just got out and he stepped into a check. Now all the ops got a South 10 Jordan. Yeah. When I got fed up. I went and got my bread up when I was down bad. I still kept my head up, stayed 10 toes down for money, power, and respect. I put pressure on their chest, get them out my ops a mess.
I'm a certified stepper, I be stepping on their necks. I be stepping to a check, yeah, I'm stepping with the best. All these war wounds, yeah, I'm stepping like a vet. Check it, everybody stepping to a stepper, come and step to it. I'm a certified stepper, I be stepping on their necks. I be stepping to a check, yeah, I'm stepping with the best. All these war wounds, yeah, I'm stepping like a vet. Check it, everybody stepping to a stepper, come and step to it.
Nah, I turned the Section 8 apartment to a trap house. I can show you what that dope boy life about. Like you do it for the book, or you do it for the gram. I do it for the money, yeah, I do it for the fam. I turned the Section 8 apartment to a trap house. I can show you what that dope boy life about. Well, alright. You do it for the book, or you do it for the gram. I do it for the money, yeah, I do it for the fam. I'm smoking good Cali weed, my eyes slanted like beer to meat. Them boys shouldn't fuck with me like a hoe with an STD. They told us show up, okay, we there, going live. I don't bang, but the gang gon' ride for me. Don't it's like the beehive. I know how the bottom feel for real, cause I been there. Riding on E, trying to hustle with a broke scale. Woke my girl up cooking dough, cause she don't like how crack smell. She know where the money was when I fell, but ain't post my bill. I turned the Section 8 apartment to a trap house. I can show you what that dope boy life about. Like you do it for the book, or you do it for the gram. I do it for the money, yeah, I do it for the fam. I turned the Section 8 apartment to a trap house. I can show you what that dope boy life about. You do it for the book, or you do it for the gram. I do it for the money, yeah, I do it for the fam.
HotxXMagOnlineRadio. Originated in Pittsburgh, PA. We help promote music, artists, and businesses.